will get them to opt into your page. Like, there's so many ways to do this. We're going to be dropping so many opportunities and ideas at this event that you'll be able to take it home. Like, guys, you're going to have literally your content strategy for a year, how to film ads, what to do, and scale your business. Super excited about that. But let's get into the Golden Belt series. Here's the thing that I want to ask everybody that's out there right now. Say yes in the chat roll if you've had a problem defining the person you want to come into your business. I know there's going to be a few yeses piling in just 1 second, but let me ask you guys, Will and Paige, have you guys ever had a problem trying to figure out the exact perfect person that you want in your business?
Always, yeah.
Okay, so there's lots and lots of yeses. I'm so excited tonight because we have this young lady who has just given so much back to this community, and I'm just so grateful beyond she doesn't even know. Her name's Mary Cotter, and she is here tonight to talk to us about solving your avatar problem in your content once and for all. Mary, so excited. How's it going?
Hi. Yeah, so really what I want to specifically talk about when it comes to our avatar and our messaging and our content is really, well, first question is who would like higher quality leads and buyers? And I feel like a lot of people might have that problem. So comment or like type in me or yes or whatever in the chat if you want higher quality. Seen a lot of yeses and me's, yep. I feel ya. So really what I want to talk about is it's really not about your targeting so much as it's about your language and your messaging and your content. So like that's where you need to focus on as far as thinking about your avatar and your content, not necessarily focusing on the targeting so much. Because really ultimately the type of person that is going to be resonating with your content is they're going to resonate with your content not necessarily targeting. So is who you think your avatar is that the person that's actually resonating with your content? Maybe not. Is there a disconnect? So really people who read content and ads is they want to get some sort of value out of it, right? They want to know how and what you can give them and how they can benefit from it, not necessarily reading it just for kicks, right? Or because they like you. Most of the time they don't really necessarily care about you, but they want to see what they can get out of it, right? So everyone's either running away from a problem or running towards pleasure, right? So either way, they have a problem. And most of the time they don't know how they can get away from pain or how they can get to that pleasure. So they're looking to you to read your ads and your content because they want to be able to solve their problem. They want you to solve their problem for them. So the important question is, what problem are you solving in your content? And what is the avatar of someone with that problem? What is the quality of that avatar? And is it who you thought you were trying to attract? So I have a couple examples that I want to show you guys. I'm going to share my screen quick.
Could you just say that again? What is the problem? Say it again.
Yeah, so what is the problem what is the avatar of someone with that problem? So if you're solving a problem in your content, who is the avatar that is going to resonate with that problem? And is it who you're trying to attract? Because it might be there might be a disconnect. You might be thinking you're attracting a certain person, but the language you're using might be a little bit different than you thought. You might be attracting someone you're not intending to. So I want to just share a couple examples with you. So in the chat, I want you guys to, I'm going to read these A and B and tell me who you think is going to be the higher quality, which is going to attract a higher quality avatar. So the first one is, an example is, instead of being trapped inside office walls, I dreamt about exploring the Great Wall of China. I felt this pull to do something more, but I was scared about stepping into the unknown. I knew it was time to be brave. So that's option one. Option two is, how did I get here? How did I find myself at a place in life where I could never afford to get out of this small town, travel and see the world? With a job that hardly paid the bills, how was I ever going to have the chance to take a vacation? I'm here to tell you I found the answer. So two kind of travel-themed ones, but they have different types of language, right? So in the chat, comment A or B, depending on which you think it has the higher quality, and we'll see what we can see here. B, B, B. B, A, B, A. So kind of a mix. A lot of B's. So if you kind of look at the language in here, B is actually has a few things of scarcity in it, right? Talking about how you can't afford the bills. Really, yes, it's talking about maybe a vacation, but it's more a place of scarcity where like you can never go on vacation because you can't afford it. But A is talking about more of a problem where you're stuck inside office walls, stepping into the unknown, being a little bit scared of the unknown. So there's two different problems here. Actually, B is more from a scarcity mindset, and A is more of someone that maybe might be in a more financially secure situation. So really, A would probably be attracting a lot more people. And B, if you guys are thinking that sounds like what you might be talking about in your ads, you might be actually attracting someone who has more of a scarcity mindset and might be in a more financially, a more, I guess, poor financial situation. Here's another example. So A is so strapped for cash. I have nowhere to turn. Wait, hold on. Oops, my chat is in the way here. So strapped for cash, having nowhere to turn, bills piling up. I needed to find a solution. I was scrolling along on social media when I found the answer. Option B is time. ... I had the choice of where to spend it, but I obviously was using it in all the wrong places. Unfortunately, my unfulfillment filled my heart as I spent my minutes, hours, days, and years climbing the corporate ladder until one day I said enough. So which one? Type again. A, B. Which one is going to attract a higher quality avatar? So A, B, B. So yeah, a lot of B's. Diana said it's empowering for B. Yep. So pretty much everyone chose B this time, which would be the right answer. More people are higher quality people are going to resonate with that problem because they're resonating with the feeling of unfulfillment, maybe not feeling like climbing the corporate ladder was enough for them. Whereas B, they're more focused on getting out of a situation where they need cash, right? They're just like in a money poor situation. So really think about. So here I'm gonna stop sharing here. Yeah, I mean that is really the difference between something that's going to attract a high quality versus more of a poor mindset. While many of our stories have been filled with hard times and times where our mindset was, maybe filled with scarcity, and maybe you're still working through some of those things and working through some of those beliefs, just because that's part of your story does not mean you should use that language in your content. Because if you're using language of scarcity, you're going to attract someone who currently wants to solve those problems. So if they have a scarcity mindset and they're currently struggling with money and you're talking about that in your content, they're going to be searching or looking to you to solve that problem for you. So if you're seeing like your leads and your buyers and stuff, they're saying that they don't have any money, maybe look at your content. Are you talking about maybe solving, maybe if you're not even seeing it directly, but if your vibe is about solving like a money problem, rich people don't have those problems, right? They're not going to be looking, even if your target is on point, they're not gonna read that content because they don't have that problem. By creating this type of content, yes, there's a chance you're gonna attract here or there someone that is ready to make the commitment to build a business, but most of the time you're attracting someone that's not ready to make that financial decision. So really start thinking twice about what types of problems that people with an abundant mindset have. So, people that are more financially stable, people that don't have the same type of problem that someone with a scarcity mindset has. So even if your targeting is on point, like I said, the people with a scarcity mindset are not going to resonate with the same type of content that someone with an abundance mindset has. So some of the, a difference in some of the problems that someone with like a scarcity mindset might have versus abundance. So scarcity, some of the problems they might have is like, I need more money. I never get to travel because I can't afford it. I haven't been given the right opportunities. I don't have enough skills. I have had a rough go. Like those problems are a lot different than someone with like scarcity or with an abundant mindset. So like I spend too much time at work. I'm unfulfilled at this point in my life. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I'm not making a big enough difference in the world. Fear of making a change. So that the problems are different, right? So as you are writing each piece of content, take a step back and think about what type of problem are you solving, and what type of avatar is going to resonate with that. Who are you attracting? It's all about attraction marketing, right? And so if you don't like the answer of really taking a step back and looking at it, if you don't like the answer, just change your language, because you really want to be solving problems that people who actually have enough money and who are in the right mindset to like actually spend time and money on business, right? So I hope that was helpful, and just really make you guys think about the language in your content and make sure it's the right language. So.
Yes, Mary! Woo! That was so good, and it makes me so happy. You know why? Because there's a lot of people that come to me all the time and they're like, Sean, I'm getting lots of leads, but I'm not getting buyers. Guys, that could be the problem. She did it in 2 pages, solved it. Like, go back and watch that. Memorize what she said. Like, she gave you the abundance problems that you need to solve. When you start talking about that, guess what's going to be attracted to you? Those types of people. I'm so excited. Mary, thank you. That was amazing. Fire, gold, whatever. Write it in the chat if you loved that, because that was unbelievable. Will and Paige, I want to ask you the same question. Like, when you talk about that, what do you attract?
I was ready for you to come to us, because honestly what Mary has dropped there is absolute gold. That should be pinned at the top of the DGL page for anyone coming in and starting this journey, because, and we still make this mistake sometimes. It's easy to, not write about it in that abundant mindset, and, because, we came from that place of scarcity. We went through that journey, and it makes all the difference. It really does. So, I don't know, Tyler, I think you got a hard job tonight being Mary, because honestly, if you are writing an ad right now, watch Mary's segment 20 times and then write your ad, because that's the secret sauce right there.
Mary, I got to hand it to you. That gets a caught being awesome for me personally this week. Thank you very much for that. I love that. All right, Mr. Chris Baden.
Yes, up next, if you love travel, if you love story time, then this is the segment for you. Tyler has been traveling, some may say wandering as a nomad for the title for tonight, and you guys are in for a treat, because they're not just stories, they're true stories, and he just got done traveling as well. So all the tips that go with it, he's about to share with us. Tyler, we're excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, thanks guys. I'm happy to be here. So Tales of a Wandering Nomad. I guess you could say, like, I've always just been a wanderer, and I'm just gonna go into like my journey with this business and like challenges I faced. And at any time you want to stop me, Sean, or ask questions or anything, just feel free to. But yeah, I just want to share my journey with you guys, because basically, this business forces you to get out of your comfort zone and become a different person. And that has been my story the past year and a half. I'm not the same person now that I was when I started. From a small town in Arkansas, moved to Los Angeles, struggled, and finally found some security after college in the 9 to 5, and then I realized that security wasn't exactly what I wanted. So that's how I found this, because I, wanted to still be able to fulfill that sense of wonder. And I think whenever I started, I thought that it would be kind of a breeze for me in a way, because I was well aware of social media and just like, knew I was going to knock it out of the park. And I had a lot of good success starting out, not long after starting, got a buyer. That buyer became a product buyer, and then another one right after that, and it took off fairly quickly. And then what I started to realize with that was having that much success early on is awesome, but I was kind of skipping ahead of myself. I wasn't necessarily growing into the person that I needed to be, and that took a toll on me later on. Like, I started to realize, we talk a lot about personal development, right, and growing and, pushing yourself and doing different things, and I was still avoiding that. Like, it took me back to when I was in college. Like, I was so afraid of public speaking. I would literally, I had a college where it was each month was a different course, and usually at the end of the course was a final presentation. I would do so well in the classes and make such good grades so that I could skip the final presentation. Like, that's how terrified I was of kind of stepping out of that comfort zone, and it got to a point in this business where I had seen success, but I realized in order to break through to the next level, like I couldn't, you can come in and just run an ad and get results, and that's great. But if you want like massive success, you've still got to be continually growing and pushing yourself and challenging yourself ultimately. And not doing that, after having success up front, my business, took a hit from that. And yeah, I was kind of playing it safe, steadily seeing results. I quit my job, which was super awesome, but I don't feel like I had developed myself enough to be necessarily ready for that personally. And then it just got to a point where things kind of slowed down. And, I reached out to my partner, Matt, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm just questioning myself so much. Like, we've had all these results, but for some reason, like, I don't know if I can do it, or I'm afraid to take these next steps, or whatever. And, normally he would be like, you're fine, you got this, like, you've done so much already. But this time, like, he had done that so much already, he was like, all right, well then quit. And I was like, quit? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean quit? You're telling me to quit? And it was in that moment when I realized, like, I can't, like, I thought about what that would look like, right? Like, just putting my dreams on the back burner and going back to a 9 to 5, like going back to not being a wanderer, right? Not being able to be a traveler, and like that security. And it just made me realize, like, that's not an option. Like, quitting is not an option. And I think that's when everything shifted for me, because I think so many of us come in and, want to do kind of the bare minimum, want to just learn the skill set, run an ad, and let it go from there. But whenever you, and, a lot of us say, like, oh, I'll test it out for 6 months or whatever, and if I, haven't had, 10K month by then I'm going to stop. But you've really got to just make the decision that you're going to make this work, because it's what you have to do. Like, if you talk to a lot of the people who are super, like, making a lot of money in this business, they'll tell you, like, they made it their only option. Like, my coach is Ashley Crooks. She wasn't working when she came into this and had, a lot of debt. So she had to make this work. And I think I got to that point where I was like, dang, like, I have to make this work, because the path that I was on, that's not going to be an option. So through that process, and like through experiencing success and like lows and highs, it's made me realize some things that I just wanted to share with you guys. And number one is get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because most of us coming into this, when we start this, we're not already 6-figure business earners, right? Like, we're employees, or we're whatever path we're on. Maybe you have a high income at the job that you were in, but chances are you're not running a 6-figure business, so therefore you're going to have to get comfortable experiencing new things and pushing yourself. So as soon as you can, kind of accept that and just start to put one foot in front of the other, and do those things that make you uncomfortable, that's just going to build momentum. That's going to, I think back to whenever I started, I was so terrified of doing a go live and put it off for so long. And I think that a lot of people struggle with that starting out. And it's just doing it anyways. Like, that's the key to success right there, is doing those things you're uncomfortable with. And then later on, there's going to be some other things. But as long as you're getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, within yourself that no matter what this business throws at you or what life throws at you, like, you're going to be able to handle it. Another tip that I've learned throughout my journey is just, I've kind of already went into it, but knowing your worth and deciding that you're going to be successful. So deciding that you're not testing this out for 6 months. You are going to be a successful business owner who's able to travel and able to earn, 20-figure or 20K months or whatever that is, like whatever level you're at now. Like, just know that it literally shifts whenever you decide that it's just going to happen. I don't know how else to say it, because if you have in the back of your mind, like, I'm just going to try this out, or I'm just going to, do whatever, well then, if you have those kind of limiting ideas, like that, you're going to get mediocre and limiting results. But once you decide, like, you're worth 20K months, like, it literally changes everything. Once I realized that, is literally we had our first 6K month after that kind of hit me. After that moment where I could talk to Matt and I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I should quit. And then I realized it wasn't an option, and then a few months later was the first 8K month. And literally I know a lot of this we talk a lot about personal development and we talk a lot about mindset shifting, but that's because like it's literally the secret to success and making it work. Like you have the training, you have the tactical skills, you have, thanks to Mary tonight, like you know how to talk to your avatar, but you've got to make those decisions within yourself that you're going to do whatever it takes, pushing out of your comfort zone and deciding that you're going to be successful. Yeah, and then the last thing that I wanted to share that kind of shifted us from getting okay results to getting like more than you could ever imagine, that it is focusing less on results and less on yourself and more on helping others. And this kind of was, you know, aside from just like making that decision that you're going to be successful, this is the other big turning point that I feel like a lot of people hit is, you know, it's easy to focus on like, oh, I haven't gotten a buyer in X amount of time, or oh, I've spent X amount and have got this many leads, or whatever, and focusing on those results. But when you can shift to thinking about like what Mary said, like what problem are you solving for people? Like we have this amazing system. We're solving, you know, we're changing people's lives. And if you can focus on that and you can focus on, you know, if I always think too, whenever I'm maybe not seeing the consistent results, I know now that it's because I need to think about, okay, well, who can I help on my team? Like, what can I volunteer with in the community? Like, who can I reach out to? Like, where am I not helping someone, you know, so that the universe is not balancing that out and helping me? And I think you just get to a point in this business where you realize it's not really about you. It's about how many people can you help? Because that's what's going to, that's what we're in the business of, is helping change people's lives. And that feeds into every area of your business, right? If you're a coach, if you're taking coaching calls, or you know, just doing content or messaging leads, once you can really, you know, step out of the like automated responses that we share or the more info comments that you see from other people and really have real conversations and create content that people need, it shifts everything and the results follow, right? Because you're putting out into the universe and it's going to give back to you. Yeah, and then I guess just those are the main things that I've learned that have totally like just created a shift in me. You know, I went, it took me honestly a year to hit 4A, right? And they say this job quitting territory. I'd quit my job before that, but it really wasn't until, you know, right around when I was hitting 4A, I had these realizations of, you know, I'm deciding my success. How can I help people? How can I focus less on me and my results? It, like, we 10 times the results of our business. Like, more buyers just started coming in, and it just, you feel better about everything that you're doing. So I know that was a little all over the place. I don't know if anyone has any questions, but something I did want to share, like just a quote that I always would think about whenever I was struggling or faced with a new challenge in this business specifically is, I think I saw it from like an Instagram influencer, which of course, like millennial me would take a quote from someone like that, but it literally shifted everything for me. And that is, when faced with a decision, imagine the person you want to become. What would they do? And that's literally taking those steps and doing that is what's going to build momentum and push you forward.
Dang, son. That was insane. Oh my gosh. So much gold. All right. That was like, dude, Tyler, I think you captured the essence of like how every single person feels. Here's my one question, and we're going to go to the chat roll. I know there's a few. Chris is going to call those out. If you could go back in time and talk to yourself when first starting your online business, what would be like the number one piece of advice you would give?
Number one piece of advice would be, don't skip out on personal development. I think we have a great model here where, like I said, we always say 4A is job quitting territory. That's the perfect time for you to implement, you know, 3 months, 6 months, however long it takes you, a year to reach that, building, you know, the mindset that you need to have the massive success that's going to come along with your results.
That's awesome. All right, we're going into the chat. All right, Tyler, yeah, there's a couple cool questions and some comments. The first one was a comment. Austin says, I think today was my turning point. My boss told me that I was expendable and worthless today. I have to make this work. You're talking about that decision and like making that point. Sounds like Austin, you're in that point. Sorry that you had to hear that. I don't know. Glass is half full. Stuff happens for a reason. Could be in a way different place. See, Kira says, I have been telling myself just this so much lately. And a question comes from Alexia. She says, Tyler, what was your biggest profound experience that really turned you around, that really pulled you out of your old ways, the moment that you knew you weren't going back? You said that, man, you just got to make that decision. You know, what was it for you where you like, I just made that decision? Mine was in month 3, and I've shared that a couple of times with yours.
Yeah, I think mine was this past August. We were traveling Australia after I quit my job, and kind of being frivolous, you know, like as you do as a wanderer when you're traveling and all that, and letting ads run and not really, I wasn't focusing every day on my business. And I came back and I was like, okay, this is a turning point. Like, am I going to keep doing this? And yeah, it was that instance whenever I talked to Matt and I was like, I don't know, I have all these doubts and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, just quit. And yeah, that made me realize, well, the only thing holding me back was my mindset at that time, because quitting is not an option. So therefore, that shifts you from, you know, we always look to blame external factors like, oh, maybe Facebook has changed, or maybe the system doesn't work, or doesn't work for me, or someone else has some qualities that I don't have. But you can turn that inward and make that decision that it's not an option for it not to work, and therefore, like you're gonna say, okay, well, what can I do from this point to improve? Like write a better ad or create better content, or like I don't remember who it was that just had that situation with their job, but that's content right there. Like that's your turning point. That's where you can make the decision. Like, all right, like, you know, I'm gonna do what I've got to do and use that as inspiration.
Tyler, I want to ask a question really quick before we go back to Chris here. We talk about this a lot. Lean on confidence, meaning like if you feel like you don't have the confidence and you want to lean on someone else's confidence, can you talk about that? Like, what does that mean to you? Did it work in your world, or just share about that?
Yeah, that was one of my biggest hurdles, was limiting beliefs about myself and not having the confidence to like, God, our public speaking was the biggest thing. I remember the first time I went on, back when we had live webinars, I was so scared to come out and talk to you guys. And I was like, oh, I hated the 9 to 5 and now I'm here. But it's literally faking it until you're making it. Like stepping out of that comfort zone, doing it even though it's uncomfortable, and then doing it again even though it maybe feels a little bit better, or maybe even more scary because the first time wasn't as great. But keep doing it, and eventually you'll build that confidence because you've just done something so much.
Mary Cotter's got a question for Tyler.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people struggle with this, and so if you want to, I guess, put your viewpoint on it. When it comes to money mindset, I feel like a lot of people have a hard time shifting from like feeling like they like can't let go of it, and like feeling like spending it on business, spending it on ad budget, and really like kind of starting to let go with that is a hard transition for a lot of people. Want to tell a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, definitely struggled with that. In the beginning, I started out spending probably more than I was comfortable with, but I knew that I wanted this so bad, and started delivering food after my 9 to 5 to build that ad budget. So I think if you're worried about money mindset, just know that like money's always going to come back. Like you're gonna find you found a way to be here right now to pay the $99 if you're new, or buy your products if you found a way to make it work. You just realize that you're investing, in your future, in a business. It's not wasting it on buying a new car, which is a depreciating asset. Like you're investing in something that is helping you, and it's scary, but yeah, like money can always come back, especially whenever you're putting it to something that's towards your benefit and going to change your life, for sure.
Woo! Tyler, dude, you hit it out the park tonight, man. Thank you so much for capturing that essence of that, like, insecurity to security line. And guys, let me just ask you this last question really quick, Tyler. Like, if you were to watch this video now when you first started, like, what would be the biggest difference between that video and this video?
I would be like, who is this kid? Who is this guy? And how do I be like him? yeah, it's just I don't know. Like my biggest thing was public speaking. So just the fact that I'm here just goes to show that yeah, you can overcome anything. Just keep doing it.
And you owned it. All right, let's go to the poll. I'm super excited to hear from Will and Paige. Who is your favorite and why? Who's your vote? Wait, where are you? You're muted. There you are.
There we go. Had some issues there. Oh man, I don't know. Now, honestly, I said Mary was, pretty strong, and I think I'm still going to go with Mary. But Tyler's point about making that decision to commit is such a huge one. If you're not willing to invest, a year or 2 years into building something, into building a business, then you're not interested in building a business. You're interested in making money fast, and that doesn't exist. So that's a huge point there from Tyler. But I do have to give it to Mary because when it comes to ads, and after, we still make a mistake today. You have to write them and attract the right audience with your language. And so yeah, for that I give it to you.
Awesome. What about you, Paige?
I want to thank Mary because I thought what Mary had to say was super awesome. But my vote is going to Tyler tonight. I think your story is super inspiring. Your tips were super awesome. I love how you said get used to being. How did you say it? Getting used to.
Get comfortable being.
There we go. Get comfortable getting comfortable. I still can't say it. Whatever. But I love that part of it. But yeah, I think you're super inspiring, and it's just awesome to kind of see where you come from, where you are now, and just how much you've grown. And I think that's super awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Let's flick it over to you, Tyler. What's your favorite part? Are you gonna vote for yourself? Because that'd be amazing.
No, what Mary said is part of what is a major shift that I realized, and I think is so helpful. Just knowing who you're speaking to and what problem you're solving. That permeates everything, messaging leads, creating content. Once you figure that out, it becomes easier. So yeah, thank you, Mary.
Awesome. Huge comment from Hannah. She says, this has helped me so much. You're welcome, Hannah. That's awesome. Thank Tyler. Thank Mary. That's what it's about. Mary, let's come over to you. What was your favorite part and why?
I voted for Tyler. But it's just crazy to think that a lot of people starting out, and I have these limiting beliefs too about you see all these people making it big, and you don't realize that they went through struggles too. And I resonate with so many parts of Tyler's stories that are similar to mine, and it's just to know that if you're just getting started out, each and every one of us who have been in this business for a long time have had the ups and downs, have had the ebbs and flows, and that like Tyler said, deciding that this is there's a no turning back point, that's all it takes, and just to know that there's going to be ups and downs, and know that every single other person has ups and downs too. So I just loved how inspiring Tyler's story is.
That is the realist. Tyler also takes my vote tonight simply because I have watched this young man blossom into this amazing beast on the internet. So thank you for doing that in front of my eyes, dude. It's been seriously miraculous. That's the word I would have for you. You have a special place in my heart, man. You, Matt. And man, just watching you grow and crush it out the park right now just makes me so happy for you, dude. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see what's coming your way. Let's go over to Chris.
Yeah, all right. So Tyler gets my vote tonight. Mary, your segment is probably is the best, most practical, so powerful for people to implement in their business. I really like tonight's episode because we hit it from hey, business side and mental mindset side. We got both. You guys helped create a really awesome episode. And Tyler, the reason you get my vote tonight is because I like to evaluate my life, and I like to look at, hey, where do I carry maybe some shame or guilt or those type of emotions that are just weak, is how I would define them. Weak in that they're just lame, I don't like them, but they can affect us greatly. And you asked one question, or I guess Matt asked the question, okay, quit. So it's we hang on to all this fear, shame or guilt, they're all kind of those emotions, and then you trigger okay, fine, then don't do it. Take it away then. And I could hear the shift in you when you did that. And so sometimes if I'm carrying something's weighing on me, I'm okay, let's throw it all away. And it gives me very quick clarity on, okay, wait, I need to adjust, and here's how I'm going to adjust and win and go about it with a better attitude and a better way, or not. So I thought that was a really powerful question. That one hit me. I like that. And for that reason, you get my vote tonight.
Woo! All right, well, panel's in favor of Tyler. Let's see if everybody else voted the same way. While Chris is bringing up the finals on the poll, don't forget, Digipalooza tickets are on sale right now. Go get yours, right? Chris, who won the poll tonight?
Well, let's find out. Drum roll on the panel.
Hey, Tyler! He gets inducted.
That was a close one.
Yeah, that's an amazing one to Tyler. Congratulations, dude. You won the Digital Golden Belt. You are the Digital Golden King for the week. Congratulations, my friend. I'm so excited for you. And as we always do at the end of the show, please take us home. Guys, don't forget, go get your Digipalooza tickets. Digi-pa-loser.digitalgeniuslab.info. Tyler, congratulations on winning the belt, man. You are now inducted into Masters level. Congratulations, bro. Please give us some encouraging words of advice.
Just thank you guys so much for having me and all the value you guys continually provide. Like, the only reason that these changes happen and people, are able to make these massive changes in their lives is because of this community, right? Along with the business and the skills. So I just think we have something really special. So yes, to echo what Sean said, go get your Digipalooza tickets because it's life-changing. And the last piece of advice, I'm going to say it again. When faced with a decision, imagine the person you want to become. What would they do?
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same channel. Get your Digipalooza tickets now. Woo! We'll catch you guys later.